All right, so um, downtown Oroville, gonna work out in a moment. Lord's Gym. Um, I joined like I don't know, a few weeks ago. Um, it's like a non-profit thing, so they're like charging like $20 a month or something, $30 a month. Um, it's June 19th, 2018, around 3:30 maybe. Oh no, 7 o'clock, around 7 o'clock p.m. Um, so I went to the local cafe and wrote down all my business stuff and kind of started outlining some writing stuff I wanted to do, and a lot of so I'm continuing these drama blogs. I think I'm on like 61. So, like I said, I'm still in Oroville. It's June. 6 months after, 7 months maybe, 7 months after living in Oroville at my mom's place. It hasn't been the greatest, but it's been sufficient enough to progress in some of my art and projects, but not really. So I'm working part-time at this other place, at this local place through Rush, and it's like a 12-hour day job kind of thing, factory job where you work like 3 days on and 4 days off or whatever. But it hasn't been really consistent, so I've been dealing with that, and they're locals, so then, like I said, all this drama. I don't know if I haven't defined it. I don't think totally, but the issues that I've had with the locals or whatever online and all this online stuff. Like I said, it's not local. It's seems to be national or something. I don't know. So Hollywood, I feel, has taken my story and or not just my story, but the story or the stories or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. But I keep seeing references and people talking about shit that relevant to my life and me and issues that I'm aware of. So for whatever reason, they feel like, So every time I hear, think, or see, no matter what they're saying, or pro or anti, it's still pissing me off because it's like the real version are the real issues that are going on in America and stuff that I feel people seem to be focusing on my life and my issues and shit that they feel that I should put out there or whatever. I mean, this is not just like shit that I'm making up in my head. This is, coming through my family. It's coming through, all kinds of shit. So, which is stupid. Like, fucking really, like, nationally or whatever, people have opinions. Okay, whatever. But when your own family members and shit and, like, have opinions or whatever, pro or anti, like, I got family in the Bay Area and they're, like, say stupid shit on Facebook here and there. And it's like, I'm like, dude, and friends or old friends, people with Facebook shit, like online shit. People I don't even know. Like, I added a bunch of, like, Mexican, Mesoamerican, like, Central, South American people, Aztec dancer people on my Facebook. And, whatever it is, obviously, like, someone's online spreading the propaganda. And I'm like, so the Silicon Valley, all these people in Silicon Valley, I don't know. Like I said, it's more than just local. So I'm just like, dude, like, what the fuck? Do these people really have an opinion? Like, is this a fucking talk show? Is this like fucking, like, some fucking talk show for people to have opinions and shit? And then the other thing is like, motherfuckers can't fix your own life, How are you gonna want to come and fix my life or all this, like. So I'm kind of pissed off, you know what I mean? Like, because I get to hear it from my family, like whatever the fucking, whether you're Mexican, white, fucking black, Asian, whatever, alien, fucking president of the United States, I don't give a shit. Like, motherfuckers got your own life to fucking deal with. Like, these motherfuckers got opinions on my life and they got their own fucking issues. Like, seriously, everyone, not even one person that I could think of that doesn't have their own shit to deal with, and they want to come deal with my shit. And and really, like, whether it's a police force or whatever, I understand, like, fucking, you guys want to make the world better or whatever, or help, do your job. Motherfuckers can't do your job in real life. You fucking, seriously, like, look at the state of America, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the false flags are and the real issues, like, can't get shit together. You guys can't fucking make a decent place for people to fucking rent a house and shit. Like, you guys can't control your money, and you want to tell me about my money? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers are stealing money. Like, this is humanity shit. This is shit that's in the Bible. Like, people talking about religion, they're questioning my religion, if I believe in God or not. Like, dude, seriously? Like, you want to care if I believe in God when you guys don't even, you call it, a lot of people, this is some dude that was asking me some questions at the work I'm at. He's like asking me about God, and and they're like listening, everybody's gossiping and talking and putting me through some shit, and it's like, and so they wonder why I'm laughing or why I have to be nonchalant about this stuff. It's like, dude, like, this has been years. It's like the same people over and over and over. Like, it's not about finding out what happened or the truth, or, you know what I mean? Like, if I felt like I'm gonna get a fair shake on what the reality is of, but dude, like, you can't go away from history and shit and act like white people have been treating people good and shit. Like, we got a cool criminal system that fucking, that ain't sending motherfuckers to jail for fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I got half my family that's been through the prison system. Like, they're gonna be talking about telling me about justice. Fucking, we come from a place where they fucking they genocided people that look like me. Genocided. I live in a fucking place where they got paintings of the last one like it's a fucking trophy or something. Like, oh, we got the last guy that lived in the fucking wild, Native American, woohoo. What the fuck? Yeah, and you want to tell me shit like about the reality of religion and the reality of moral compass, and and tell me that pit me against these other people, normal people, throwing them in the pit with me. Like, they didn't want to be in the pit either. Obviously, I didn't know any of this stuff. So these people coming out, and then it got to the place where it's national, and now these people that put that shit out there are like, oh, just kidding, because they don't. Who wants to be on that shit? Who wants, But you didn't mind throwing me there. So that's kind of how I feel about the people that started all this. That whatever, it could have, like I keep saying, it could have been dealt with better. That's my complaint. Like, I do not blame anybody for saying, hey, raising issues or whatever. There's legitimate reasons why people have issues, and that's kind of the real stuff I would rather deal with. Like, but to deal with it to everyone in the world, like, to deal with it to the people that fucking, to these strangers and fucking people on the media and fucking military people, and while the fucking country's going through some shit, while the history of hanging people of color has been regurgitated, and like, I've heard people be talking about that stuff like it was something that they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some homicidal, crazy ass place we're at. I mean, there's, everybody acts normal and everyone's trying to be cool about it, but the reality, the undertones, all this, like a volcano, all this shit's underneath all this racism and worrying about people, Mexicans, being in California, and like, I know my history enough to know that this shit is the same shit that's been happening to people of color. It's not like some just throw me out there and stuff. So all these people that, it's like this really weird selfish place where everybody's trying to be a good person, like Facebook. Everybody wants to be like, oh, my life is awesome, I get to do cool stuff. So everybody's doing this comparison thing with each other, and then trying to, like, it's like a drug. It's like, how many likes can you get? I know because I've been part of it. And it's not just Facebook, it's through your whole life. Of course you want to be like, hey, I'm cool, I got a good life, I got a good family, I got a good, like, my kids are cool, my car's nice, my house is nice. But now it's just on social media, where no longer is it just your little group of friends that you're comparing your life to. You're comparing yourself to, like, everyone you've ever met, and everyone that, all these famous people, whatever, celebrities in their life and their rich lifestyles of the rich and famous, right? So we're living that world. It's not just like a normal world that just the people It's virtual. It's a new world where shit's online. Shit's like. So now my drama is out there because why? Because I keep seeing it in, like, people making comments on shit. So and through my family, all this stuff. So no longer is shit the same as it used to be. I'm 41 years old, so I remember before Facebook and social media, and now after Facebook and social media, like, shit's out of line. People are out of line. People are crossing lines to get to for whatever reason. They want to be the good guy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they're coming at me, so I'm like, it's a miracle I haven't beat nobody up yet. And I know by saying that, people are gonna be like, oh my god, watch out, he's gonna get crazy and blah blah blah. And why? Because that's not me. I don't go around beating people up. And that's not what I do. That's not how I deal with my issues. So, but being a nice guy or a good guy or whatever is, you can only. I don't want to act in anger or hatred, but you get fed so much negativity, it's like that's the only thing that's going to come out. So, like I said, these people cross lines. These whatever, whether they're military or whatever. I mean, you look at the history of humans, of how they do stuff, and groups of people in America, and, like, it's all fucked up. And so if I put my story there, it's all fucked up. Not because of, I could put my personal life out there and be like, okay, this is what I've done, and this is everything that and I have, for the most part. And I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, I'm Jesus, or I did everything great, or I'm the best person ever walked the earth. No, it's not like that. But definitely not close to some of these other motherfuckers that came into my life and try to act like they're holier than thou kind of people. Nope. So yeah, people have a lot of opinions because they don't want to think about their own lives. They don't want to think about their life and their own shit. So it's like a talk show where people want to fucking motherfucking people in the audience are acting like they fucking are some kind of judges or something. Some fucked up, crazy ass sci-fi shit that's going on. Like, we're not flying in flying cars yet, but people are doing this weird ass social media shit, and I just seem to be a subject for them. Whether they want to just see somebody somebody fall, they want to see how far I can fall, or I don't know, maybe not that now, but it's one of those things where it's like a football game or a sports game where they want to see who wins or whatever. And I guess the people that wanted to go against me threw a lot of stuff at me, so without me knowing. So it was all this stuff done in secret. To this day, nobody has come up to me and asked me any of the questions that they're telling everyone else and making my business some social media shit. Nobody's come up. I mean, I just watched some fucking shit. Like, what the fuck was that movie? Righteous Kill with fucking De Niro and Al Pacino or whatever. And dude was like, oh, you know, it was 2008 it came out, and it was like some poet guy wrote in a poem or something, and he kills people and blah blah blah. And I kept wondering what the reference was, like the rooster thing. They kept talking about Alice in Chains, the rooster, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then dude's nickname Rooster, so I'm like wondering, like, dude, are these guys like using that reference? And like, something about Rambo, so I'm like, Rambo, what the? So this whole time I've been like, what the fuck, Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, fucking Rocky Balboa, fucking Italian Stallion. So I'm like tripping out on like, what the fuck are these people talking about? And you know, so they use my own poet. I've fucking been writing poetry forever, and the Poet King is Aztec Poet King, and you know, fucking you got Blood In Blood Out where they use the dude's name, and they're like the Poet King, and he's the Aztec god, and that fucking, and supposedly the guy that wrote Blood In Blood Out is some dude, like some Asian dude, probably some fake name. You know what I mean? That's what's pissing me off, is these Hollywood people that fucking, these rich white people that are fucking have an agenda going on, and it's like, and they're manipulating all these stupid ass people that I have to live around for whatever reason. I'm thinking it's more to shut me up than it is to actually like figure out what's really going on. Because they put too much shit out, and like, my life is not that interesting. It's interesting, like an Eminem or fucking Tupac and shit, but it's not fucking like the most interesting life that ever happened. So really, like, this shit is like, you know, it's stealing. They fucking came and tried to steal my story, change it up, make me a bad guy, like really bad, like so bad that like people, like, my life is threatened by big movies. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know, whether people picked up on it, but really people have been writing shit, so, and using my name out there. So whoever's doing it is some big wigs, and supposedly it's military, supposedly it's like somebody, father or something. I don't know. I mean, like I said, nobody said nothing to me, so so I know it's all hush hush or whatever, but they've been manipulating shit to whatever, get me to talk, supposedly barbecue me, and whatever. You know, that's the joke. But these people, you know, they want me to be humble. They want me to be like, oh, you know, whatever. You know, like, I feel good because I accomplished a lot of shit. Because I know God blessed me with a lot of stuff, but I actually worked on all my shit. I sacrificed and stuff to be as good as I am at whatever I do, and my art and everything, and like music and all this stuff. Better than the rest. Better than the people that are on the radio and shit. Like, I can do shit that they can't, like a real artist. I haven't worked on my business stuff, but I've worked on my art stuff, and so they've taken that away. So my poetry, they try to use it like some weird shit. So they make these movies that are like, oh, he's a serial killer and shit like that. Like, what the fuck? And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, he's just making, you know, blah blah blah, it's funny. But it's not funny when people are reacting like that towards you. So I'm glad I'm in Oroville, because that's where most of it originated. Most of it, not all of it. But so that's kind of where I'm at with the media shit. And it's fucked up because, like, Stranger Things and shit, like, fucking got my book. I've been people went through my art and shit, and they fucking use my shit for whatever reason. They want to be like, but they always keep playing the good guy, bad guy shit, like fucking, what do you call that? Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy and shit. They have the fucking main character that's like, hey, you know, and then they have the dad. His real dad is like some fucking black matter guy that can has all these powers and all this shit like that, and does all this, can control the universe, and white fear. This is the fear. Maybe the guy's white and everything, but the fear is actually like there's some cosmic power that's gonna change shit. Like dinosaurs are gonna come back and white people are gonna be extinct. That's the reality of what I'm getting and from the people around me and the people in the media and a lot of stuff. Like this esoterics. They're afraid of that white people are gonna be the minority in America, and they're gonna be extinct. That's you got Planet of the Apes and stuff. Like that's the theme of that whole thing is like, oh, so people can't tell me any different. Like Lord of the Rings, like that same shit. Like it goes deep, beyond this generation, it goes all the way through 4,000 years at least, when the Bible was first written. So like Guardians of the Galaxy, they got the good guy, bad, whatever. So they keep playing both sides of the story, like, oh, he may be a good guy, maybe a bad guy, whatever. And it's like, dude. So I keep wondering. I'm like, damn, dude, did they do this to like a lot of people? Because I know they did it to the Black Panthers. I know they went through like, did infiltration and try to set people up and throw them in prison. It's what it is. It's happening to full extent right now. Like they're getting everybody that wants to speak out against like government agendas that and my only question on all that stuff is, well, maybe they're trying to make it a better place, or maybe evolution of the government and the system is gonna be a pendulum, and maybe it's always been a pendulum, and it's always going to be good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. So I'm trying not to judge or have like to be prejudiced against rich and powerful people, because the more I learn, the more I realize like they probably got more sense than the people that are not running stuff. So I don't know, like that's really where I'm at, like, and the question is, will anybody have the right ideas running it? No matter who is running it, will anybody really have any answers? Because if you look at humanity, this is also another thing I was thinking. We complain about the people in power and that are doing stuff, but if everyone was all good and righteous and not greedy and everything, all the negative things we say about the people in power, you see that in the normal people walking around. Like seriously, I see that in my own family and my own like friends and like towns and everybody, every group of people. And my overall theory is like, dude, it's like getting what you are, like George Carlin said, like just this, the government is just a reflection of the humanity of the people at the moment. Like I'm hoping, thinking people might be better, but we all have that yin and yang going on. I'm no different, but I'm definitely not like as bad as they're trying to throw me in. So I feel like I'm progressing as far as these issues, but I feel like the people that are on the opposite side of me are gonna try to get crazy on me if I keep speaking out. Because I think that was the original idea, is to get me not to speak out on things, and because they don't want some crazy Mexican artist guy influencing. They don't want a Tupac. They don't want a Basquiat out there, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve Tupac, Basquiat status. And in my own way, I'm not either of those guys, and it's worse because black people are not a majority in America. Mexican people are. So they're trying to put me like papa potato out here, like Mexican, but I'm white. And so that they, you know what I mean? Because the reality is they're not scared of me. They don't want Mexican people getting crazy. Because why? Because this is their land and shit. This is like red people land and shit. And like we lost our history. Like we're not Spanish. You know, maybe some of us have some Spanish blood, but the reality is we're the natives that lived on this continent, and our ancestors, and we're a bunch of us here. There's like a hell of more of us, brown people on this continent, red people, than there are anybody else. And the reality is, if we wake up like they believe, which is esoteric stuff, biblical stuff, whatever it is, like right now, China, they're worried about China. White people are worried about China. Mexican people ain't worried about China. We're not really political like that. We don't got no power. We're fucking picking crops and shit. Like, but there's a bunch of us here, like Africa, you know, like there's a bunch of black people in Africa. Like, you can't colonize Africa and expect like to not have black people living around you. Like, I mean, I know you did that. People done that for a long time, but so I believe that's a real issue going on, and I just happen to be here at the time of a shift, and a lot of stuff. Like, this is the first time there's been a majority of Hispanic, Mexican people in California. So there, you know, and I'm educated. I'm savvy to the media stuff. You know, whether it's the news or whether it's the TV shows or the movies or whatever. Like, you know, that's what I do and stuff. I check out the creative people and what their message is, and that's kind of what I see, you know. And you can see it, like right now they're supposed to be locking up people in these Mexican people in these camps or whatever. So everything that I called out before has come true, you know. Like, so the issues with racism at the moment in America and California and whatever has come to pass, but there's a bigger thing, like George Bush Jr. talked about. They're gonna make like the American nation, Canada, Mexico, and America, one place, you know. And white folks don't like that, and you know, like, so they have to do something. And I know I'm calling them out too early, but these guys called themselves out. Like, I don't know, like, they just don't want me to say stuff or what, but this is stuff that I've learned. I'm 41 years old, so yeah, like, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, just like the European Union or whatever. They want to do that here. Why? Because of power. They're having trade issues, you know, like who's gonna run the trade between China and America, you know, and shit's changing. They're scared. They know it. So, well, of course they're gonna fortify, but by fortifying, they're gonna do some hella Nazi Germany shit, and that's going on and stuff. So I just happen to be in the middle of it at this time and this moment, and as an artist, like, you know, even as news, like, they took a lot of the media, newspapers out already, and so whether it's for people's own safety, because people are stupid, you know, they don't want another civil war, people acting out, riots and stuff like that. So I understand, but if you can't, artists, not all artists, I now realize, like, some artists are stupid. Like, you can't, the freedom of speech thing is, I don't know what to think about it. So, but them regulating it, or regulating me, like, only leads to combust. You can't anyway, so that's kind of the overall stuff, the why I think things are happening. Could be wrong. It could be just me, my personal life, that is an issue to the fucking Hollywood media and military and locals and everyone. So but so as I go through all this stuff, like, all I could think of is like, is it gonna be over? Or are they gonna, like, is this gonna be if I answer the questions that I'm guessing people are asking, are they gonna be understanding and caring and be like, oh, okay, and try to give me my life back? Or are they just really set out to hang me? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they really want answers, or are they just fucking with me? Because I really believe they're fucking with me, and my own family and whatever. But instead of me taking out on my family and the people around me, like, I'd rather just make these blogs and talk some shit. But I don't really want to talk shit because I evolutionized past that. Almost. I could, but I can't take everyone with me. Like, that's not my job, and I'm not gonna be God or perfect or whatever, but I don't. It's a lesser version of myself if I sit around and retaliate about everything that everybody ever done. But I do believe in truth, and I do believe in responsibility and all that stuff. Do I believe the people that are pointing fingers at me have that, like, truth? That's what they want, is truth and justice. Do I believe that? If the truth and justice is, the fingers start pointing the other way, will they accept that? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this going to be equal truth and justice? Do I get truth and justice? Because if you guys just want me to talk so that I can get silenced, that doesn't really work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work for humanity. That doesn't work for what I'm here on earth to do. I don't mind fucking going to prison and jail and say, you want to Gandhi me? You want to, like, Martin Luther King me? You want to Tupac me? Whatever. Like, I know you go through the Bible and, like, look at all those people, like, people that talk smack in society, against society, during their time, that's where they get thrown to. They get killed, they get hung. You got to conform. So my issue is, do I conform and be nothing and be like a fucking Britney Spears or somebody that, like, maybe not her, but Ariana Grande. I don't want to call these people are real people, but really, like, a lot of the people that are in mainstream media are conformers. You have to conform to get to keep getting paid that much money and put into, unless you're just that person and you really don't have an opinion, or you keep your opinions to yourself, which is, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just not the people that are like me, or the real artists that a lot of artists have been silenced throughout time, and then lately for the last 20 years, like, a lot of artists have been silenced. That's why I stand out. But I noticed the pendulum swinging. There's a lot of people coming out and talking smack, but they're also being silenced too, one by one. So I'm not at that level, but as an artistic level, I am at that level. I'm as good as anybody out there. That's why I think people are using my stuff, either biting my stuff or using it to create their stories and their movies, and because they have an understanding of what's real. You gotta, like, when we watch movies, we like it when it's from a true story or whatever, like, but who wants to be the sacrificial lamb? You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants, like, I'm not getting paid for it. I've seen all these people getting awards and writing fucking, what is it called, Stranger Things 2 and shit. They fucking bit some of my shit off of that. They fucking put my shit in there, like, from my stories, not my own life, but my stories. And it's like, and my own life, like some things that I've talked to people about, they put out there. And this is fucking Bay Area shit, California. I'm in California. These guys are hella biters. That's what they've done forever. Everybody talks about it, where they bite the independents. They bite from the independents. And you can't blame them, because they're getting paid to write stories year after year. You only have so much creativity, so you know the formula, so you just get other people's, the real artist, creative shit, and you use it for your own stuff. Like in music, like you hear a riff that somebody did and you're like, ooh, I don't have no ideas because I already used up all my ideas for the last 5 years. I can't make a second or third album because I have no more ideas. I'm fucking 20 something. I got nothing. All I've ever done was tour, or I fucking sit around my house and fucking pet my dog and raise my kids. So you got to pull from the world around you. So you get the other artists, the ones that are living shit, and you fucking do your verse off of that, and you make your storyline off of that, or your book or whatever. So I know these people are doing that shit. So what's funny is because there's this thing with Socrates, right? So Socrates, what I just found out, is this dude and Greek philosopher, one of the first ones, if not the first or whatever, and he was causing trouble, by questioning people in authority and asking them questions of why. But he was a crazy guy, so he never wrote anything. So his pupils were the ones that wrote stuff, so that we even know anything about it. So it's already skewed, but they killed him, at the end. And whether he was a fucking little boy lover or whatever, I don't know, that's part of the story, but that's what we hear about Greeks or whatever. But him, after he died and everything, they regretted killing him because he was a great part of their society and what he did, like creating philosophy, great thinker, whatever. So after that, all the artists, it's a thing where all the artists want to make an art piece about him, and that's what they do. It's part of their little artist, like, it's a competition how to judge it, and it's a folk hero, you know what I mean? Like, a story is a folk story, where now it's become, killing the great people. So Socrates, killing the great Socrates. So artists have used that over and over. So I'm feeling like these motherfuckers are putting my shit out there, and they want to fucking make rap verses about that shit, like it's something, or movies or whatever the fuck. All these creative people want to throw that shit. So people are making money off this shit. I'm not making any money. They're not helping. They're maybe putting this shit out there, so whatever. But the reality is, and like I watch Incredibles 2 or whatever, and there's some data, and it's like, whatever, whether it's in my own mind or I'm speaking something that, is real. But the reality that I, can pinpoint is my own drama that people are trying to make, and that are, that's real. And what I say about that is, it's other people's drama that are making it something more than what it is. And like I said, like, I don't mind owning up to this shit, anything that I've ever done in my life, seriously. But I need to know other people are gonna get equal amount of justice and truth, that have caused distress. Shit, if I was rich and had power or money, whatever, I could sue the shit out of people by mental distress, seriously. And if I was a criminal, all these criminals trying to come into my life and tell me about shit into my life, motherfucker, these guys need to make their own life. Deal with your own life. Try to make your life better. Go make your redemption points off your own life. Go fucking deal with your own family. Go deal with your shit that's happening to you in your life. Like, don't fucking come and try to get some fucking brownie points to off of talking shit about me and my life and people around me. Like, and the people that started this stuff, I don't hate anybody that has legit shit to say, but it could have been done better and right. Like, the way it's been done is not right, and now everybody feels the consequence of what happened. You know, like, you putting it out to people like I'm doing right now, and people are stupid. People are fucking selfish, self-righteous hypocrites. We all are, but definitely, like, some are worse than others, and just tired of it. I've been tired of it. But now that I know more of it, like, I have more to say about it. Not only is real life happening, but now I gotta deal with all this stuff from the past. Like, and dealing not with the stuff, with the people that are actually involved in my past, but actually, like, fucking all these other people. Like, all these stranger people that are born in this generation of stupid. They're born in the generation of ultimate stupid. Like, seriously, when I look and talk, when people talk to me about some stuff, their ignorance is so great, their stupidity and selfishness is so palatable, that I'm just like, your moral compass, you're trying to put your moral compass on my life? Like, when people ask me about religion and stuff like that, I'm just like, you are questioning my religion? You know, and then I ask them a couple questions, and they realize that they haven't even tried to think. It's like, unless you're educated, and, you know, like my cousins that go into prison and they're fucking working at fucking construction and shit, and like, or whatever, and I'm like, motherfucker, have an opinion on my life? Like, the fuck have you done? You know, I understand that there's traps going on in the Bay Area and shit, but the reality is, like, these motherfucking half-white cousins and shit, not all of them, I'm not trying to be super racist or whatever, but seriously, like, I got some cousins that are fucking, you know, I gave them benefit of the doubt because they were family, but now I realize, like, it doesn't matter. Like, people were just stupid, like, selfish ass, making money off you and shit. Making fucking money off you like a fucking... Anyway, my anger, you can tell, it's pretty high. So, I just wanted to say that before I'm totally cussing all kinds. Like, I'm at the Lord's Gym in Oroville. So, I feel bad now. But I'm not perfect. I don't think you have to be perfect. That's really my message. So this dude Extension, or whatever the heck that dude's name, he just died, or supposedly. I don't even believe anybody that's died. Like, maybe they did, but, you know, I would show more remorse if my reality compasses wasn't all messed up. So, like, I'm sure a lot of these people, like, a lot of people in my family died. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day I see something going on locally, or that people dying and stuff. So I know I'm not just making this stuff up, and I don't want to get into all their business, because, you know, people are dealing with some serious shit. I know my shit's serious to me and the people involved or whatever, but, like, people are taking it overboard. They're putting their shit like fucking, like, the sureños and norteños shit. Like, really? That has nothing to do with me. I got a tattoo about fucking Mexicans, not sureños or norteños or whatever shit. Like, I don't play that game. And if other people play that game, other Mexicans do that shit, I don't agree with it. I don't know. It's not my shit. If I had to, if I had to go to prison and jail, like, would I do it? Maybe I would have to, to survive, and I understand that. But I'm not. If I had a choice, I would. That's not something. And I do have a choice at the moment where I don't condone it. And even racism, like I don't. Do I really hate white people? No, I don't. Do I want to be oppressed by the white people running stuff? No, I don't. So I have to speak out. So it's catch-22, but the reality is we're all coexisting right now, and I'm here to make things better. So people that are doing all this really messed up stuff, that have been doing this messed up stuff, that's really their stuff. I can't control it. I can't control people around me. I can't control my society. I can't control the government or whatever. Like, people really want to act like that. Like, I could go hide away and act like nothing's happening or whatever, or bow down in shame or whatever. But I don't choose to do that, and I'm not coming all like self-righteous and I'm gonna, I got the answers or whatever. But I am coming out like I got gifts that are needed to be given to the earth, and that's all I'm really trying to do. So, in my understanding, I understand it's more than just the people around me. It's really humanity and the beginning of time. But we can get very specific on my life, and but I just don't. The reality too is I really believe that I live in a system that's very very not in a good place, man. Like, there's good people out there, but there's like a lot of traps for people, and so I'm kind of trying to figure out how to deal with putting out truth and without knowing if there's real justice in the world. No, God has justice, but our own little society, like, I see a lot of people not getting justice. So, but like I said, I don't mind at all dealing with anything I've ever done. Seriously, like I'm gonna go more into that, but man, they keep putting stupid people in front of me. They keep putting these people with their own problems coming at me, and I'm getting tired of these people because they're bugging me, and they're misinformation, putting out misinformation or whatever, like taking up my time, taking up my mental space, taking up my money. So this is a time for people to actually become the best they can be throughout the history of mankind right now. At least in my generation, this is the best it could ever be right now. And it's really bad, but we have the potential to be great. Even this whole nation, this whole world, like, we have potential to be amazing, best that's ever been. And I want to reach my potential. So anybody that's out there that feels the same, like, we're in that same place together, like, I intend to go there. And I don't think you get the good without the bad. So I don't think things are gonna be like, oh, amazing, like, but I'm gonna reach my potential. So that's where I'm at. So I'm in Oroville, California, and I intend to do whatever's next. For not living here, but if I have to grow here, whatever, I'm gonna reach my creative potential. I'm gonna go work out. So so I'm here. Whatever. I can't control where my story is written. All right, later.